This is wrestling's greatest moments.
Hey now, wrestling fans. It's time for another episode of Wrestling's Greatest Moments. Wrestling fans have seen some sinister characters, but when it comes to creeping out fans, and we don't mean in a cash settlement and non-disclosure agreement way, these maniacs have created some monstrous moments. Sit back as Wrestling's Greatest Moments looks at wrestling's scariest monsters. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video. Kane. If The Undertaker is a character who shouldn't have succeeded, Kane should have crashed upon takeoff. How could the WWF create a character to serve as The Undertaker's opposite coin without him seeming like a cheap ripoff? Here, the WWF succeeded because it didn't take the easy way out with the Kane character. Kane proved to be the perfect foil to The Undertaker because he wasn't an evil twin. Rest assured, we'll discuss the fake Undertaker in another video, but someone who was a monster of a different sort. The WWF really sunk its teeth into Kane's character through the years, creating a backstory of someone horribly disfigured by a fire, or so he claimed, then revealing Kane's scars were more psychological than physical. Glenn Jacobs made Kane work whether he was a face or a heel, but his heel work excelled. Kane's list of misdeeds, including setting people on fire, burying them alive, and assorted mayhem, could as easily have been featured in a horror movie. Unsurprisingly, the WWE attempted to capitalize on the Big Red Machine's fearsome image by casting him in its See No Evil films. Abyss. Was Abyss nothing more than an amalgam of Mankind and Kane? Fans can debate this, but one thing is certain. Chris Parks took his Abyss character and worked hard to make it his own. However, the character's longevity in TNA wrestling proves Parks crafted Abyss into a character that had lasting value based off its own merit. Like many of the monsters here, Abyss relied on his size and power to destroy opponents, at times inflicting beatdowns so brutal his victims were written off TV. Abyss was also like other monsters on our list, in that he also had a shred of humanity that could be used to get fans to cheer him when a face turn was warranted. Mankind. Was there ever anything supernatural about Mick Foley's Mankind character? Not really, but he evoked a sense of the uncanny, the idea of someone or something strange or mysterious, especially in an unsettling manner. This uncanniness put Mankind someplace between the category of monster heels like Vader and Sid Vicious and supernatural spawns such as The Undertaker and Kevin Sullivan. Mick Foley's early run as Mankind was downright disturbing, as he used his mandible claw submission hold to take out any and all opponents. His promos were subdued, but in a cold and calculating way that hinted at the monster waiting to be unleashed. Although Mankind's eventual babyface turn transformed him into an almost cuddly monster, his heel work remains a thing of twisted beauty. Alistair Black, Malachi Black. Black is a perfect combination of a wicked mind and a hard-hitting wrestler, a competitor who can defeat his opponents psychologically and physically. While he's rarely shown any overt supernatural abilities, the man who worked in the WWE as Alistair Black and AEW as Malachi Black has always maintained an otherworldly presence. What worked so well for Black was that he embraced the dark side of humanity, teasing that there are otherworldly forces driving him, but usually leaving the full scope of any powers to the imagination. This had made him into an entertaining character who continues to resonate with fans despite some bad booking. Although his ability to appear and disappear when the lights fade is nothing new, it further suggests that there's something spooky about him. Add to his apparent control over others, such as Brody King, Buddy Matthews, and Julia Hart, and Black and fans know that there's much more to Black than meets the eye. The Fiend. Did Bray Wyatt lose a step when he adopted his new persona of the Fiend? Wrestling fans are torn on this, but few fans would dispute that Wyatt's abominable alter ego, the Fiend, instilled fear, particularly in his early run when it seemed as if nothing could stop him. That is, until he faced the foe no wrestler can defeat, the Booker's Pencil, when he lost an odd match to Goldberg at 2020's Super Showdown. Bray Wyatt's creativity was on full display as he portrayed a reformed villain, his previous role as a leader of the Wyatt family, who was desperately holding a monster within him. The WWE added to the creepiness by having the calm and collected Wyatt host a children's television show, complete with puppets based off his previous character. Although the character was flawed due to the WWE presenting him as essentially invincible, Wyatt always found new ways to frighten fans, including creeping out The Miz and his family and turning Alexa Bliss into his dark disciple. Gangrel. We've already got an apparently undead giant, so why not bring in a vampire? Fans have to wonder whether this was the WWF's thought process when they brought in Gangrel. Gangrel came in at just the right time as the WWF was in the midst of the Attitude Era, and gothic creatures like Gangrel seemed to fit in with other dark denizens such as the Undertaker's Ministry of Darkness. Truth be told, Gangrel's entrance alone earned a spot on our list as fans were blown away by his entrance music, as well as the ring of fire he rose through before entering the squared circle. Gangrel, recruiting Edge and Christian, gave all three men a boost, and Gangrel could have been a solid upper card worker. The only problem that Gangrel had was that the WWF let him talk, as it was like sticking a needle in a balloon, instantly ending his run as a man of mystery and menace. Pallbearer. Wrestling has seen plenty of heel managers who have done some dirty deeds, but Pallbearer's sheer creepiness made him the perfect mouthpiece for The Undertaker when the WWF took a strong, sinister, and silent approach with Taker early on. As Rowdy Roddy Piper once quipped of Bearer, "A little sunshine would be in order, brother." Bearer's voice had the right creepy tone, and his penchant for having Taker engage in putting opponents in body bags, trapping them in coffins, or, in the case of Stone Cold Steve Austin, trying to embalm them, made fans tremble. Somehow, Pallbearer found a way to maintain a villainous appearance, despite enough makeup to cover a club full of cougars at a local ladies' night. Kevin Sullivan. The wrestling cliche, "It's not the size of the dog in the fight, but the size of the fight in the dog," is apt for Kevin Sullivan, whose height made him look like easy pickings for opponents. However, Sullivan's threat wasn't based on physical power, but his insidious intellectual power. After turning heel in championship wrestling from Florida, Sullivan proved an instant menace thanks to his diabolical mind and his otherworldly ability to bring various wrestlers under his sway. In the ring, opponents not only had to deal with Sullivan's viciousness, but a Grandmaster-level mind that plotted moves beyond opponents' ability to keep up with, and times even comprehend. Sullivan nearly put the Sunshine State into a permanent eclipse with his nefarious deeds, and his effectiveness at keeping his act going for years is a testament to his creativity. Fallen Angel. Fallen Angel was more than eye candy for Kevin Sullivan. She was a devil doll who could be as mean and malicious as her master. Granted, Fallen Angel's S&M elements tantalized fans, but her ability to do opponents wrong made her someone to fear, even as male fans fantasized about her. Kevin Sullivan had many memorable members in his Army of Darkness, but Fallen Angel was a true standout, and her work here led to a long and successful career as one of wrestling's most diabolical managers. The Undertaker. Fans will forever debate who the WWE's GOAT is, but no debate is complete without mentioning The Undertaker. Although some critics initially scoffed at his supernatural gimmick and seeming imperviousness to pain, he quickly became a top star. While a character like The Undertaker might seem to represent the cartoonish characters critics loathed in the WWF, the future phenom made it work, and once again, Vince McMahon gave fans the bigger-than-life character they'd come to expect through the years. Granted, The Undertaker wouldn't likely have worked in old-school NWA territories, although there were similar characters, but he was the perfect fit for the WWF, and despite occasional excesses, such as his apparent demise at the 1994 Royal Rumble, he always adapted to the times. When the WWF adopted its Attitude Era, Taker formed his Ministry of Darkness, creating an edgier side to his character. His later work as a biker-like American badass showed his willingness to change, as did his decision to return to his spooky side when he returned in 2004. Now, do you disagree with any picks on our list?
Share your thoughts in the comments below, and let us know if there are any videos you'd like wrestling's greatest moments to cover. In the meantime, subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell. Wrestling's greatest moments. The channel that celebrates the squared circle.